Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop, and you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling, and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation. So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr. Ocho. Dr. Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. And here we have Dr. Ocho. What's up, Ocho? Okay. So I didn't want to do too much because you always yell at me.
I'm digging that last picture. There's 4 legends in that picture. Did you notice that? Like, there's Ocho, JP Jr., JP Sr., and PB3. That was, and we're all, we're all
We are. F. Chad Murphy, that is the, that's my name. If you guys don't know who Chad Murphy is, then I don't know why you're listening to the show. You should know who he is.
Well, we have some regular people here, too.
Do we really?
Who the hell's Chad Murphy?
Chad Murphy, country singer. You never heard of his stuff?
Oh, that's right. The guy who sings My Dog Ate My Ass.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's a big hit. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Good evening. Speaking of birthdays, my birthday is this Saturday. What'd you get me, Oach?
Nobody cares.
Did you get me anything?
Of course.
What'd you get me?
Mail.
What'd you get? It's in the mail. Okay, cool.
Bring this free. Whoa, wait. That's right. We don't.
Johnny is having technical difficulties, so we're just going to carry
already.
the show without him. Hello, Derek. Welcome. Who else is in the house here? We got Johnny Sperone. Go Devils. Is that too soon?
No, you did it last week, too.
Canes are playing like shit, too, by the way. And the Celtics. Fuck the Celtics. I can't believe they actually won last
Florida
night.
coming in, beating Boston. Your Bruins.
Yep. Well, I mean, look, if they're going to beat the Bruins, I'm glad that they're doing so well.
They're the hottest team ever.
Right.
Now they just won't lose. Like they beat Toronto 4-1. Now they're beating the freaking snot out of. Well, I mean, I don't want to say beating the snot out of them. Every game was a 1-goal game. Besides the one that went to, only one of them didn't go to overtime.
That's true.
4 overtimes, I think, for game 1. Game 2 was overtime. Game 3 was 1-0 in regular strength.
Thank you, Taryn, my best friend. Hello, Stephanie, my other best friend. Hello. Brian Hare's in the house. He is not my best friend, but what's up, Brian? I'm stalling for time. I'm trying to get Johnny here. I don't want to start the topic without him. So,
then tell everybody about Chad Murphy then, at least.
That's literally our first topic. So,
but you can tell them who he is, just so.
He is the president of the USBC.
Is he?
Ocho doesn't know what that is. So,
what's the USBC?
Anyways, yeah, dude. Why did the Celtics give up in Game 3?
Oh man, did you see?
Game 2. Game 2 at home. They totally gave up.
And Barkley freaking...
No, it was Game 3. Game 3.
Game 3.
Game 3, they lost by like 20-something points?
I haven't watched Celtics since Bird, McHale, Danny Ainge, DJ.
We know.
I assume DJ's not on the team anymore. Poor guy.
DJ.
And the Chief, Robert Parrish. That was when shit was awesome.
Dude, I love Parrish. Welcome, Johnny Petraglia Jr. He's here. He's finally here.
Every week. It's something new. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
As
We can hear
handsome
you,
as
buddy.
ever. We're trying to find cameras that don't make you look good, but it just ain't possible.
It's not possible. Yeah.
All right, well.
Even with your...
I had to change laptops again because...
okay.
Whatever, it's done. It's
Even
good.
with your 220p camera, you still look fantastic.
You can tell, huh? I look dark as shit right now.
I like it. It's like Hulk Hogan.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Brother.
Doesn't make any sense.
Anyways, we're going to roll right into our first topic, which actually is this week's Imbecile of the Week.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
This week's Imbecile of the Week, if you couldn't already guess it by the headlines, it is Chad Murphy in the USBC. Johnny, you brought this to our attention for something you saw in the USBC group, and you also saw the post that Belmo had, which was hilarious, by the way.
That was freaking so
God
good.
damn it, I love Belmo. He is the best shit talker in bowling. He really is.
I mean, he said a factual thing, which was just met with pure innuendo.
I'm going to put up an overlay that Johnny's not going to be able to see.
I might be able to on this laptop.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Wicked awesome.
That's true.
I have 3 different laptops that all do certain things well. See, I can see it now.
Nice.
See my hands. See?
Oh my God.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You sent this to us in our private group, which you guys aren't cool enough to be in. It's just
Neither are you, Rob.
Shut the fuck up. Jeff Riggles. Riggles. Riggles.
Come on, you got to get that one right. That's an important name in this industry, but keep going.
The K is silent.
It is.
What K?
Exactly.
What K?
You know it's bad for you when your lies have the greatest in the sport making jokes at your expense. At some point, doesn't even the USBC board say enough is enough and jettison the embarrassment that is Chad Murphy? He has driven the organization's credibility to 0. 0 equals everyone. No, 0? Why do you put an equal sign there? That's weird. Anyway.
It's okay.
I think that's more of like a colon. I think it's like just the bastard stole my candy.
Yeah.
Everyone with a clue and a care knows he is flat out lying, and he just doubles down, and no one on the board, he must be a liberal, has the balls to say, stop it. Sorry. Someone from the USBC board needs to step up and publicly say enough, even if they're only one of 20. My inbox is open. If anyone on the board has the courage to stand up for truth, here they are, and gave the link to the directors.
Real quick, there are 20 board members. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah, I actually don't know that for a fact, but
okay,
if Riggles is saying it, then it's correct.
That's good info too.
I believe
so.
Riggles,
There's 20 board members. Now that means they all have to be in agreement with this, correct?
Yeah. Listen, majority rules.
Majority has to be.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm sure majority rules, like it does here.
Okay, so that's good to know too. So then there might be some people that do have the slightest fucking at least shred of integrity.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Maybe. So then Belmo obviously does what he does and says, I've just been informed. I want to do it in his accent, but I can't do an Australian accent. So I've just been informed that there was no issue with the oiling of the lanes at the Queens. Just read the report from the USBC group. My apologies. Just assumed there was after seeing that video I posted. Glad everything was above board. The video in question, I had it clipped and then I never saved it from my laptop. But I'm going to pull it up real quick, Johnny, if you just want to set the scene for everybody.
All right. Well, basically, pretty much anybody involved in bowling has heard about what happened at the Queens this past week at Samstown. And what happened was lanes 38 and lanes 41. Lane 38 and 41. One lane on each of those two pairs. They had head oil to some extent, because if they were completely stripped and not oiled at all, the balls, even if you get the video up, the balls would have hooked. Anybody that's ever bowled on a fully stripped lane knows the second the ball touches the lane, it goes to left or right.
Yeah.
So in these clips, there is some head oil, but it is clearly not the pattern that is on every other pair, and they clearly something malfunctioned on the machine, and it just malfunctioned on 2 lanes. Now, I believe they were using 2.
It wasn't the pair you're saying, right? It was
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was lanes 38 and lanes 41, and they used 2 oil machines. So actually, the machines, So it might have been 38 and 42, but how it works is the machines flip flop.
Yeah.
So.
See if I can get a full screen.
So watch the left-hander on the far right lane. You should make it louder.
Yeah, isn't loud. I'm sorry. I have no control over that at all. I'm just
maybe just watch.
I can't hear it.
Jesus Christ, guys.
He's kidding, Rob. It's way loud.
It's fucking obnoxiously loud.
All right, so we're watching the chick on the right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, watch the chick on the right that just bowled.
I can't.
The women athlete. I shouldn't say chick. That ain't right. Can you rewind that?
She did already.
It'll loop.
There she goes.
Okay, there we go.
Trying to make it bigger for y'all. That's what she said.
She threw her strike ball and it picked off the 10 pin. She's a lefty. She threw her first ball that she thinks is going to rail the 1-2 pocket.
Yeah, right over here.
And throws it right up good, and then it overhooks so much that it hits the 10 pin only.
Isn't that crazy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, it's nuts. I've never seen anything like that before.
And on the left, was that the girl throwing plastic, JP?
No, this is just the clip of the lefty.
That's just the lefty. Okay,
Jasmine or Gigi Mason was the other clip that kind of like went viral, and everybody had the privilege of seeing. There's a bunch of other videos that Beef and Barnesy put up on their show too, just to explain that like this is happening in games 1 and 2 in the first block of the day. So it's not like it was just a wacky pair. But the reason we are titling the USBC and its fucking glorious leader the imbecile of the week is not for the malfunction of the machine. I mean, I just brought up the Beef and Barnesy show. They had on Ted Thompson, one of the former prestigious lane men on the PBA Tour, knows all the ins and outs. He gave some great information on their show, talking about how the machine may have malfunctioned, what may have caused it. But you know what? Leaving all of that aside, malfunctions happen, mistakes happen, but the biggest problem here is all the other shit that's gone along with it. Number one is, just like the world today that we live in, people, I guess, are allowed to be complete assholes and neglect certain situations and then never, ever fucking apologize for it.
No accountability.
The fact that zero accountability was taken on their behalf, that zero efforts were made to rectify the situation or make it any better or anything along those lines is just so juvenile to me and so disgusting and so in line with everything that this corporation represents in a sport that we all fucking love. And they just continually figure out ways to fucking destroy it and flat out let everybody know that they keep stealing our money and then they're not willing to do anything to get this motherfucker out of there that's leading the entire ship. And the other thing along with it that bothers me so much is what I also heard Ted Thompson and Chris Barnes talking about on their show, and that was that the women are basically under a dictatorship on the PWBA Tour in the respect that not only are they typically a little bit more kind than the men when it comes to like presenting situations they have a problem with, they are all timid in the respect that they can't say anything because they produce massive fines on the PWBA Tour for anybody being outspoken against anything. So what do? And again, it's one of those situations where you can't express your discomfort with what's going on. You're not allowed to say anything about it. They're not willing to halt the tournament in day one, nonetheless. This is not like this happened on day 4 and everybody had established pins and all this other shit. They had the opportunity to cease the tournament the moment they knew this was wrong. And especially nowadays where every single shot that was thrown on that pair was filmed. Every one. They even produced the tape readings that weren't from the day in question. They have all this. They have the best bowler in the world calling them out. They have every single person. The USBC is like basically what's happening to Bud Light and Target right now. It's so fucking disgusting that they are completely unwilling to take accountability for their actions, nor try and provide a rational solution for all those included. And meanwhile, what is anybody supposed to do? What is anybody supposed to say in this situation? It is absolutely grotesque. Again, Malfunctions happen. I understand. Go back and get the fucking machine, cease the tournament, erase everybody's 4 frames. That way everybody starts back at fresh or wherever they were. Or at least do something that makes the people contributing to your corporation feel like they're fucking worth anything to you.
It's almost like they're doing it on purpose, and it's just a little hobby for them. Like, it's like, yeah, we got to run a tournament this weekend, but we'll go back to our lives while these poor women are, doing this, fighting for their careers and getting, I don't want to say shafted, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not being treated properly at all. And it is a dictatorship. This is literally what North Korea would be like, when you can't even air your grievances to this governing body that is so overpowering that they're going to put their paw on you and extort you out of money now you can't make because you got put in this situation.
Exactly.
What's up, Keegan? Here is the official explanation from Chad Murphy. Let me get this other thing out of the way here. During Thursday's opening round of competition at the USBC Queens, the USBC tournament staff was informed by competitors of concerns about potential irregularities of oil patterns on lanes 37, 38, and 41 and 42. Social media comments stating the lanes were not oiled are incorrect. Additionally, no formal protest was made. That's bullshit.
Because you'd find them if they did.
No, there is a protest. I found it on Reddit. I'll have to pull it up here in a second. USBC investigated the situation. Good on them. Interviewing a lane machine operator and analyzing tapes of the lanes. Really. The operator reported procedures were followed to confirm proper oil volume was applied. Lane tapes indicated the pattern was applied within tolerance. Given the investigation did not reveal evidence of an error or malfunction, there is no further action to be taken at this time. For reference, included in this post are graphs comparing tapes taken from lanes 37 and 38 after 5 games on Thursday, after 5 games on Friday, and a baseline graph of the freshly oiled pattern. Here are the said data that they put up. Johnny, can you interpret any of this?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither.
I can tell you this, that in addition to the tape readings, what I will tell you that I know about the tapes and the possibility, here's the only fucking bone I'm going to throw to Chad in that statement. If the tape reading was taken in, say, only the first 15 feet of the lane, maybe the tape may have been correct.
Uh-huh.
If it was only taken in the first 15 feet of the lane. There is no way the tape reading, if it's set at 38 feet or 40 feet or wherever further down, past the point where everybody's ball picked off the 7 and 10 pin. If there was no tape reading taken down there, then sure, the tape reading may have read true. But you can fucking read all you want. You're watching what's happening. I don't need your bullshit nonsense that, and by the way, the date on there is not the date in question. And to follow it up, because I've been following Wriggles a lot because he's really into this stuff. This was the latest yesterday to follow up what you just put up, Rob. Coming from Jeff, and I quote, I have had literally an uncountable number of contacts with Queens competitors and others who have been at Sam's Town for the past several days. For the record, players did speak up during Thursday's competition about lanes 38 and 41 at the Queens. Also, for the record, formal protests have been lodged or are planning to be lodged. A reason for USBC's continued head-in-the-sand denials of what anyone with half a clue about bowling could obviously see in video evidence, a protest could seek reimbursement of the $500 entry fee and travel expenses. Now multiply that by however many bowlers protest, or however many bowlers protest that bowled on those pairs. This is what USBC faces because of its absurd refusal to simply acknowledge what was obvious on Thursday to anyone that watched balls going down lanes 38 and lanes 41. It's a completely broken governing body under Chad Murphy. Things will not get better until he is removed. That was the follow-up to the statement that you just put up there, and I could not agree with it more. It is 100% smack dab in the face awesome. What's up, Jerry? Fred? Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm already on a fucking unfettered alert, so sorry I haven't said hi to anybody yet.
We don't say hi when we're unfettered, dude.
Our friend Brooklyn Rob posted on Twitter, if anyone was wondering what the USBC told the PWPA players when they asked about the certain lanes not being oiled, the USBC told the PWPA players that the tapes were run and they were the same, so getting them to stop practice wasn't an option because the tapes were ran. He also tweeted, so many questions about this Queens disaster. During practice, did players on those pairs bring it up to tournament officials? If so, did the USBC refuse to run the pairs again? I would imagine players were picking 3 off the left, etc. So at this point, do we even know? Like, somebody would have had to notice it before play actually started, right, Johnny?
You would think. And honestly, here's what I think. If the professional bowlers out on the PWBA tour are timid in bringing out an issue to the governing body at one of these events, how timid do you think the USBC workers are at that event?
True.
It wouldn't. What am I looking for here? I wouldn't doubt if the board members said to the people working the tournament, if you even attempt to listen to what they're saying or try and
fired.
Not only are you fired, but we're going to make sure you never get a job again. I feel like that's what they're doing to the USBC employees at the lower levels that are working these tournaments. I know it's disgusting to assume, but Jesus Christ, how much more evidence do we need?
Yeah.
Of how
That's
disgusting.
the part I don't get with all the evidence. It's like trying to hold your own government accountable when something is so clear as day. You have video evidence of it, and they still, because they have all the power and they have all the leverage and all the control, they say, no, it isn't.
Right.
Like, no, look, we're throwing the ball here. Watch how this ball rolls watch how it picks off just the 10 pin, and I'm a lefty. No, it's not.
Exactly.
Let me show you the video from Wriggles, actually, while you guys are talking this, because talking about Gigi Mason, who was throwing classic.
Turn it louder because I couldn't hear it before.
You're a funny guy.
We'll do it.
You guys actually do it spot on, by the way. Let's see. Share screen. Wriggles.
Take your time. We only have 30.
I'm not going to share the
audio. I can go to 610. Now, guys, keep in mind, in this really, really small video, Gigi, that's an ice storm. That's a plastic ball. Gigi is
meant to hit the 10 pin.
Yeah, Gigi is literally playing the 5th arrow with plastic. I think this is on lane 38 as well.
Yeah, look how far she is to the left. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
And she's not no-thumbing it. It's conventional release.
She's a good player, decently high rev rate compared to her speed.
Shouldn't she have been like, what the fuck? This is badass. I can just fucking throw plastic and just dominate everybody. It's not the malfunction itself. It's the way that everything has been handled and is continued being handled. Right.
It just doesn't make it's. If anybody even tried to throw a bone to the USBC prior to this, I mean, they're all out the window now. And the worst part about it is it was an incredible tournament to watch, start to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I don't know if you guys watched it, but I watched pretty much every single round. I had a lot of good friends competing. Shout out to Jen Russo for, I think she made it into the 3rd or 4th or maybe even the 5th round. But she just had a fucking sensational week, and it's great to see friends bowl well. I'll get to the champion in a minute, but Carlene Beyer, holy shit, man. Watching that kid bowl all week from the first shot of qualifying to the first match that she had to throw with strikes in the 9th and the 10th to shut out her opponent to get through that first match and just absolutely riding, and just she was such a positive kid that it was such a breath of fresh air to watch that kid bowl. So huge shout out to her. Karine Acuff, I'm almost positive I've drilled her a bowling ball at some point. It may have been years ago, but what an awesome performance for her and fighting through that wrist injury, Corey. And I hope you're feeling better. Obviously,
made the TV finals.
Yeah, the two of the girls that I just mentioned. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Maria Rodriguez and Dasha, obviously two proven champions in their own rights. Great to see them on the show. But the biggest kudos for the USBC Queens this year goes to my old doubles partner and my good friend Lindsay Boomershine. And the guys, I don't know if you know her as well as I do, but she has been, Nebraska All-American in college. We bowled in college right around the same time. And first off, I can't believe that this was her first title. She is such a veteran on the tour, such a fantastic bowler, such a great person. It shocked me that she didn't have a title yet. So for her to go out there and win the Queens and a major as her first title, I sent her a message, and I said to her, well, I guarantee we'll be seeing you in the winner's circle again before the end of the season. And she already wrote back her plans are to be player of the year this year. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how Lindsay goes now that the onus is off her back and she's a PWBA champ. I think that's absolutely awesome.
So do you think the players are going to do anything about this or just shut their mouths and just move on? And the USBC is hoping it just gets forgotten about and swept under the rug. What do you think is going to happen?
I think that if it does get to a point, I think most people are going to let it slide. And if you think about it this way, if the people that really wanted to contest the tournament altogether or submit their protest in any which way, first off, the only people that I think would really have to be handled are the people that bowled on those lanes. So let's assume that only a certain percentage of the field bowled on those pairs. So there was let's say 250 ladies and 75 bowlers bowled on those pairs. Mm-hmm. If half of them decide to say, I want my travel expenses and my entry fee back.
Rudy Revs, what's up? Sorry, what's up, Ruby?
What up, Revs? It's not that big of a punch to the gut for the USBC to pay off that amount of money. It's chicken feed to them. And I feel like they might if it came down to it. So, but in the same respect, it's another one of those things where what do? You know, I just got done watching The Aviator, but the story about Howard Hughes, and when he's in the meeting with the senator who was best friends with the Pan Am CEO, whatever his name was in the movie, he's sitting there saying that this sucks, Senator. Howard Hughes. Granted, he's a quadrillionaire, whatever it is, but he's sitting there saying, Senator, I'm a private citizen. You're a senator. You have all the power. You're the one that was given money by the executive from this airline, and you're the one that has the power to even hold this meeting simply because you don't want me to be taking over or taking away the monopoly that is flying across, to other parts of the world. It's the same exact thing. There's no way for anybody at the lower private citizen level to fight an entity as big as the USBC, especially since it's the only body there is. There's not like different branches that could trump out and say, hey, these guys don't belong here. They're sailing the ship in the wrong direction. So I don't know. I don't know.
Can the PWBA do anything about it?
What can they do? They're at the mercy of the USBC, it sounds like. But still, without the bowlers, the USBC, that's the thing, that without the bowlers, the USBC has nothing. But I don't think the USBC cares. They'd be like, okay, don't come in.
Shout out to Troy, by the way, in his big win. Congrats, Troy.
By the way, we got another legend in the house. I want to read this comment. Good to see you, Chris Viali. Welcome to the show, man.
When I first saw it, I was like, is that Chris Vi? Oh, no, it's not.
God, that's Chris Viali.
Yeah.
You better go do some bowling watching tonight. You better just go type in that name and go enjoy yourself, especially from where you're from, Rad Rob. Come on,
Rob. What is the game, man?
Does he bowl candlestick?
This is New England royalty right here, man.
I know who he is. Jesus Christ.
I know you do, you asshole. Great spot, guys. What I can't understand is why they had two solid bowlers on those pairs, game one being Aaron and Sandra, not say something to USBC. And if they felt intimidated, why haven't we heard from them, from independent reporting from them? It's a great question, Chris. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. My information comes from elsewhere. I'm not in the thick of the pond anymore, but I'm assuming he's talking about Aaron McCarthy and Sandra Gongora. And if the two of them bowled on that pair, the first pair, hell if I know, man. I can't see either of those women not saying something. Or maybe they did, and maybe it was brought to address, and then from there they just decided to keep going with the tournament. I don't know. Rudy, I don't know if I could imagine that happening to you years ago, but I can't imagine what would have happened. I think I would have loved to have seen it, though. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure I got the shout out for Lindsay there, and I wanted to make sure that I basically told all of our viewers that I'm officially off my rockers when it comes to the USBC. I am literally in the process of making the most disgustingly vulgar shit on USBC jersey for Nationals next season.
I love it, dude. I'm
going to dedicate so much time to making sure I hit every single nail on the head with making them feel the way that they've made all of us feel, and that's like complete fucking dog shit.
By the way, shout out to everybody here. We have 50 strong, one of our biggest audiences yet. So thanks everybody for being here.
Well, yeah, absolutely, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. It super duper helps us out at the same time. But there's so much we haven't even gotten to the Super Slam,
which we're about to, which is part of our good, bad, and the ugly.
Is it?
Apparently, we're paying attention in there. Our team meeting,
for
Ocho.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I don't know why Ocho bothers attending production meetings when he just doesn't pay attention to what we talk about, Johnny.
What? I wasn't listening.
I said Ocho attends our production meetings and he doesn't pay attention to what we talk about. So why do we even involve him in the meetings?
Oh, don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
That's fair. No, that's fair. So I'm going to start off with the good.
Okay.
Which is Belmo. Belmo doing what Belmo does, and he took home the Super Slam. I love watching him bowl. He bowled against the best in the world, which, look, they're all the best in the world, obviously, but...
It sounds weird to hear you say that, but this year I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
He took out Tackett, who's the hottest bowler in the world right now, and you got to give Belmo props. He did what he needed to get it done, and obviously you complained about the lanes in our chat, so I'm sure that's going to be part of your bad or your ugly, but I was very happy for Belmo. Even at 39 years old, proving that he can still bowl with the best, even if the lanes are fucking cake for everybody. And shout out to our boy. I feel real bad for Jacob because he bowled his ass off and just one bad shot or so. And, he even picked up that split in the first frame, which was the tits. But shout out to Jacob. Anyway, Butters is a fantastic bowler and he just got unlucky. But no, I'm happy with Belmo.
I mean, unlucky or not, if you're competing in the first match on that show and it's very, very hard to bowl 269 or higher every game on TV.
Right.
You can't miss. You can't miss, basically.
We have seen one person do it. We saw Bob Learn do it in Erie in 1996, winning with scores of 300, 270, 280, and 279 to beat scores of 279, 268, 279, and 257. So we have seen it done, but the likelihood of it happening, obviously not very good. Before we get to the Super Slam stepladder,
sure,
which was extremely enjoyable, we will bitch about. I will explain my thoughts on the lane conditions and the pros and cons about it, but more so of a pro and con for like the general bowler to kind of understand that you're not alone in thinking what I'm assuming you're probably already thinking about it. But before I get there, I want to talk about the live show that they decided. Yes, waddle waddle crank smash.
Fucking love that, dude. Sorry.
I want to know, how do they decide, you know what, we're going to fill these 2 live hours with these guys doing seating, but the way we're going to do it is they're all going to bowl by themselves. Could you guys think of anything less enjoyable to watch than that seating round?
It didn't make any sense. It just made it. I tried to say, well, maybe it's a way for them to then dive deep into their backstory or something like that. But they didn't. They did a little thing and did the 5th frame and said, "How are the lanes? Good. Okay, go get them, pal." And it was filler. Talk about filler when they could have so many other things they could do.
So many other things. It was, and by the way, just real quick, because I see a comment from Chris and Roger answered it beautifully. But to add to what Chris said, Chris, I think that they said this year at the conclusion of the season, Chris Prather was 15th on the money list and he made $29,000. So you can bet your ass, yeah, it's impossible to live. It's impossible to live out on tour. Think about the season Simo, EJ, and Belmo had combined, and they won $1 million combined between the 3 of them. But they won everything. They won everything.
Yeah,
and then and Kevin McCune pops off the other $100,000.
Yep.
And Belmo wins the special event, and he wins $200,000. So he wins the Tournament of Champions from a position that never even used to make television, and he wins a special event for winning the specialized event. That's where all the money went. Thank you, Steph. 15th of the money was $29,000. Exactly. It's disgusting. So there is no way to make a living. But how do you have all the best bowlers in the world right now? How are you not having them all out there for 2 hours? Put them all out there. Let them throw different bowling balls. Talk about the balls they're throwing. Do it the way they used to do the Dick Weber Classic, where you have 4 guys bowling 4 games, and if a guy shoots 1,000 and 980 and 860, you go seeds 1 through 5. There was no issues whatsoever with time in that seating. They literally figured out a way to make one of the more boring sports on television to watch even more fucking boring.
And why they arbitrarily decide on 2 games? Like, who the fuck? Like,
hell if I know, man. Hell if I know. It's I don't understand it. It's absolutely insane to me. And then au contraire,
I love Rudy.
The TV show was fantastic. The stepladder was great. The fans would like to see the professionals average 264 combined on television, with a 212 being one of the games, or I think a 190 being one of the games. What's up, Larry? But what I wanted to say about this is this. I know they always say, you guys act like these guys are bowling on a house shot. You got to remember, these guys are the best bowlers in the world and this and that, blah, 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 blah. I get all of that. I really, really get all of that, guys. I do. But here's one thing I am going to tell you. They're not hitting the same fucking spot at the same fucking speed every single time. You don't average 264 collectively as a group of 5 guys on a sport verified pattern if they're not softened up somewhat, whether that be through warm up or whatever they did to make sure that they set the lanes correctly, because they are the best bowlers in the world. Hence, the only guy that really struggled was the guy that didn't have more traffic on his side of the lane to help him set him up. Talking about Butters. He's the only one that struggled on the show because he was the only one that didn't have help altering the pattern. So when you guys go bowl on your sport leagues and you go home kicking yourself in the head because you're like, I bowled my heart out today and I averaged 205 for 4 games. I don't understand. This is the Viper pattern. This is supposed to be like medium to high scoring, and I can't even shoot 220. I promise it's not you, guys. It is not you. And the same way that we bowl on a house shot all week and we get used to that house shot and we learn the tricks and the tools to use on that house shot, the same thing is going on out there. You can tell me week in and week out that the pattern is 37 feet, 45 feet, 48 feet. You know what, guys? Jesper Svensson's still going to be playing around 15 with a pitch black. Oh, we're bowling on 40-foot flat U.S. Open, or we're bowling on 30-foot Wolf. I guarantee you Jacob Buttrup's going to be hooking a purple hammer. I guarantee you the righties are going to start with urethane around the track, and then they're going to get in, and they're going to move, and the crankers are going to kill them. Or the guys that can throw it really hard and stay in the track area. It doesn't matter anymore. They alter the pattern so drastically. They elevate their scores, yes, through their talent, yes, through manipulation of the oil pattern, yes, by playing the right zones with the right balls, with the right information. But guys, I'm telling you, they ain't hitting what they're looking at every single time. You guys watch the television show. Go watch that left lane. There were 3 shots that Belmo threw in his 288 that I thought were going Brooklyn on the left lane. And not only did they hit the pocket, they hit dead fucking flush, guys.
Well, what about EJ thrown out to the fucking half board?
Right. EJ got one that literally on the right lane, on the short pattern, got to 7 and hit flush.
Yeah.
And he got one to 1.5 and it hit flush.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah.
Guys, you can all average 250 on that. I promise. We do it all the time in league. Go watch a video of yourself from league. I love Joe Lamp's Lamp View. I get to watch every week at Majestic Lanes. I get to watch righties, lefties, straight guys, hook guys, no thumbers, blah, 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 blah. And I watch their 10 frames on the Lamp View every week. I don't think I've ever seen a bowler hit the same spot 3 times in a 10 frame on any of those videos. But they're not missing by more than 6 boards, which is what the guys on the TV show were missing by sometimes.
Right.
I'm looking at the strike track, and the strike track is proving the point. It's sitting there, and it's saying to me, he literally threw it 1.5 miles slower, 1.5 miles an hour slower. He leaked it out 5 feet sooner, and it still tripped the 6-pin, or it still tripped the 4-pin. It's guys, don't get down on yourselves when you go bowling sport patterns and you can't do what those guys do. I promise you, they are the best in the world, but they're not as hard as you think on those TV shows.
For us, we don't break them down, obviously, properly without the hand and without the right ball. We're using stuff that was given to us by somebody, maybe me. And so, obviously, they have the best equipment that's meant for, creating a track, creating some hold, creating an area. And they're smart enough to do it, too, by having a dude right there saying, hey, throw this ball 4 times and do this. And so,
totally.
Poor McCune was out of wood in the 3rd frame against EJ. I felt bad for him. EJ was still lined up. Kevin's like, well, fuck it. There's nothing I can do. So,
yeah.
But, no, it's to me, it was still entertaining to watch, especially with EJ just
100%.
on fire. Like, throwing a 300 on TV, I don't care how the lanes are. You still got to make every shot. You still got to carry every shot. So
Was one of them Brooklyn? Did I remember?
Third game.
Not in the 300.
Okay.
His game against Belmo, I believe, he threw a Brooklyn.
All right. Never mind.
But, no, I enjoyed it. Ocho, do you got anything good to happen to you this week?
No.
Okay, good. My bad. Is this? Let me show you a little picture
This
here.
was everybody's.
Let me guess. You went through a drive-through line and you asked for
Chili
and
fries
mayo.
and
No, this right here. Everybody in the chat, just you can play along. Johnny and Ocho.
Wait, isn't
don't
that a
say
purple
anything.
hammer?
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Oh,
Can
well,
anybody in the chat?
You already did.
Okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
Anybody in the chat, tell me what's wrong with this. It's sad. This is Fox. Besides the fact that Randy,
Did you really put that?
yes, they did. And Randy even said, we'll get you the correct arsenal for Kevin here shortly. And I don't even know if they ever did.
All right, so at least they corrected it, but holy shit.
But also Randy not knowing which lane had which pattern. He said that Johnny Petraglia was on the right, and he said that the Del Ballard was on the left. He obviously fucked that up.
I did hear that.
You can't make this shit up. I mean, I told Johnny, like, they must have like the Z team when they fucking put in bowling. Like, you have
Megan McGinley in the chat.
you have Fox covering all these other sports, and they just put in the fucking, the Craigslist fucking guys, on the PBA telecast because they're fucking horrible. And it's embarrassing every single week to watch. Johnny, let me ask you this. Not that you know, but you can just speculate because you're so fucking handsome and smart. And sexy and beautiful and talented and anyway.
All right, you sound like you got a freaking
I love Johnny.
chub
Johnny
going already.
knows that.
Jesus, we no chub sticks.
Behind Tom Brady, Johnny is a solid number 1.5. Anyway, why do they have so many different commentators every single week? We've had Rob Stone, which fuck me, we complained about it for so many weeks, and he was gone for a while. But like, he was actually a welcome surprise when he did come back because he brought some excitement to the telecast. But why have 3 different sets of play-by-play guys during this year on Fox? It was very, very weird. Like, what the fuck is Rob Stone doing that he can't be on fucking TV every week? But I mean, it was just weird.
Rob, these guys are all hired by Fox. This has nothing to do with the PBA. So I mean, Rob Stone, he is not a good bowling commentator, but Rob Stone's a good commentator. But he does all sports. He's done ping pong. Same with Dave Ryan. He did the World Cup. Other guys, the guy that I always want in there is Dave Lamont. I want him on every single show.
That guy's got such a smooth voice, too.
Smooth voice.
Yeah.
He holds the show.
Or listening
I think Dave Ryan does, too.
And he actually knows about bowling, which is good because that's your job.
Or listening to Kelly Kulick in the booth at the Queens. I mean, just so knowledgeable, so into bowling. Like, you're living what the bowlers are doing when you have voices like that in the booth.
He'll throw layups to the color guy also.
Yes.
He'll throw layups to say, okay, so, and what you do in this would be, and then Randy would actually have a normal thing to say instead of an anchorman comment.
Yeah, but so I think it's because that they rotate them.
Which makes, I don't know, I guess
not necessarily their choice. The person I don't understand that still has a job, and I'll say it every week, is Kimberly. I've never.
We know why.
I've never seen a sideline reporter have a job for so long and have no idea what they're talking about. Could you imagine Kimberly Pressler on the sidelines at a football game? Hey, coach, so your team is down 14 points after the first 2 quarters. How do you plan on playing differently to make that stop?
Do you plan on scoring more the next?
Well, we need to score more points next.
That's a great idea.
That's fucking great.
We know why she's
you
there.
You guys gotta go play hard and back to you. Like, do you ever even fucking go, Norm? You're pushing 60 years old and you're 35-time PBA champion, Triple Crown winner 2 times over. You feel like you can throw the one you need in the 10th right now, still to this day. Like, say fucking something interesting. Jesus Christ!
And what's funny,
horrible, man.
She is better than she used to be.
No, she's not. Why do people say that?
Because she used to stutter and stammer, and she would miss where she'd literally. I don't know if she had a stutter, but she used to be like the hardness of the pattern of the lanes is playing. She was even worse, and She's a looker.
I think Taryn would do a fantastic job, by the way.
Give a fuck what you look like.
I do.
If you bring nothing to the
No, but she's
table,
always sucked. I'm not saying that's why I'm saying you. That's why she's there.
You know where she'd be good then? What she used to be good doing, Miss America or whatever the hell she was.
Roger says she's not hot.
If she's beautiful and she's sexy and she's looked at, go do something where that matters.
I disagree, Roger.
Next week, special guest Kimberly Pressler on Straight Up 5. Johnny, go get her.
Yeah, great. She'll probably want to see me now.
She's growing like John Taylor.
Yeah, she thinks she's just a little older now.
Wayne Gretzky in the house. What's up, 99?
And again, my favorite women's bowler, Megan McGinley, was here. I saw her before.
Hi, Megan. Sorry, we were covered up by a picture. I didn't see you pop in.
Sorry, Megan. Happy birthday.
But all in all, that's really all I got on it. I'm not surprised that the USBC added to their awesome list of their well-doings over the last year. I mean, guys, what can we do? It's like
seriously, they probably have them spinny boards like at the carnival, and it says like screw up lanes, grab bowling balls, let's put water on the approaches, and they're gonna say, what do we do this week? Look, it's bubble gum on the freaking ball return. Yeah,
that episode of The Simpsons where they have to plan a fake virus, and they're going through that's what the USBC is doing. They're sitting there in the office and like, okay. First thing we do is when all 300 competitors fly out to Vegas, we tell them they can't use the top, what do you guys think? 5? No. Top 6 best-selling balls. Yeah, they can't use them. Well, no. We wait until they get here and tell them. And then, by the way, oh shit, these 2 lanes, guys, when the lanes are clearly out of shape, the wrong condition, let's do nothing about it. Let's make everybody hate us and then lie about it even more.
If they're good, they'll figure them out. These are supposed to be the best.
And then next year, like Thurman said earlier, they're going to want $50 in dues. And they're going to say, it's because now this year what we're doing is we're reinstating rings for your honor scores. And what they're not going to tell you is that the first ring you got to purchase for $299 because they got rid of the Solidity-M ring and they only have 14-karat gold now. They're such fucking pansies, dude. I fucking hate gross people like that. This is what she's good for.
If she looked like that on TV, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. She's a little bit.
There might be kids here. I know we curse, but maybe that's enough of exposing Pressler cleavage. But
that's the first time I ever saw Pressler.
Thanks
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the first time we've seen that.
I'm good with it.
But no, and again. I love Randy to death. I've loved Randy since I was a kid. I just
smashed your bunk bed.
I hate that he feeds off the emotion off the other guy. Randy is such a confident man, but he always falls suspect to catering to somebody else's vibes in the booth. Whoever's in the booth with him.
If he's with Lamont, he's good though because he'll trail off with that.
And him and Dave Ryan have been doing it for a long time too, just as long as
Dave Ryan's another one that I used to hate. The reason I used to hate Dave Ryan is so juvenile, but when he came up with the whole 60 feet to success, I would literally want to fucking puke every time I heard him say it. I could not stand it. Like, could you imagine him commentating a baseball pitcher throwing a strikeout in the 9th, and after the batter swings, he said 60 feet to success because
60 feet 6 inches to success.
Exactly. But I like Dave Ryan because Dave Ryan is a fan of bowling, and Dave Ryan tries to do good at his job. He cares enough about what he's doing to put forth an effort to do better at it.
He's a pro.
Except when Randy's like...
pro, and Dave Ryan will stay in his lane, too.
Hey, Dave, what ball's he throwing? Jesus Christ, Randy. He always sets them up to fucking fail. That's what he does. So you think these
but usually there's an inside joke when he does that. Like,
he's usually saying that.
But nobody knows that. Like, your average viewer isn't going to know that.
Stupid.
And that's the inside bullshit that I hate.
Yeah. I mean, when he does that, he's obviously talking about the Purple Hammer because everybody and their mother throws the Purple Hammer. Yeah,
everybody loves the Purple Hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just literally drilled one yesterday because I subbed in a sport league for Andrew Anderson's brother Matt, who presented the trophy to Lindsay, and bowled 4 deuces. Shot 80 over.
He was on the show once.
Former guest on the show. Yes, we love.
Yes, that's right. For our former guest, that's right.
We love Matthew.
Yes,
we also love NyQuil. So, Ocho, do you have a bad?
You.
Thanks. Johnny, you haven't really... You've kind of been unfettered, but was there anything good that happened with you this week? Or
Well, yeah, like I said, my good was Lindsey Boomershine this week.
Okay, all right, okay.
I really, I mean, other than that, I was asked to sub in the first night of our sport league, and we bowled on Viper. And, lately I've just been really, really struggling on sport. And I gave a lesson to my buddy Jeff in the afternoon. I said, you know what? I'm going to try one of these super tall pins that is like out of my comfort zone for urethane drills. And right out of the gates, it did exactly what I hoped it would do. And when I brought it to league last night, I had 4 opens, won a game, but I bowled, what did I shoot? 220, 230, 20, 220. So for about 80 over and won both of my matches in wood. So that was a confidence booster for me, at least, But as far as the bad, there no real. We already went over the bad and obviously the hideously ugly. But yeah, my tip of the cap this week goes to Lindsay. That's a lot of years of determination and guts, and it's when you come out the Queens champ, man, the same way you come out the Masters champ, you're the only person in that building that didn't lose to anybody. And that's something to take, and that's got to be really, really good for the psyche for her moving forward. And I always like to see people I genuinely like and admire do well. So
how about the PGA this past weekend? That was fantastic to watch. How fucking riveting TV, man.
What great theater that is, man. Especially when he left so many out there on Saturday. My God, the guy should have been about 12 under on Saturday. Lipped the freaking... Talking about Brooks Koepka, by the way, people. We were switching it up a little bit. But that's besides the point.
Well, I mean, nobody's talking about the winner. They're talking about the amateur.
Or the guy who won 15th, and he's a local freaking yokel, and he's life-changing, dude. He pockets, what, 250 grand or something? And
he had an ace. And
now he's an exempt...
He had an ace on the, was it 16, 17? And then his up and down on 18 was just fucking, was dude, what are you going to do?
That was to finish 15th and be exempt for the tour, was it just the tournament next year, or was it for the tour?
I don't know if it's for the tour or that particular tournament. But yeah, that was...
But they're talking about life-changing money. What's his name, Michael Block?
Yes. As much as they talked about him when I first saw him, I'm like, did he win? But no, he didn't fucking win. But he's like the modern day tin cup, like the real life tin cup, which is a fantastic movie, by the way.
I had that said Raw on it on Saturday. Like, I was like, does this guy like have a freaking sponsor of like meat or something? Or
meanwhile, I have to cut you guys off real quick because I'm watching. First off, Jim, no, I'm not coming home this weekend or this week.
You still call this home? Because technically you're at home.
That'll always be home, man.
It's always
I got you. Home base.
I mean, my ladies out here, and that's really the only home about out here. If I didn't have her, there's nothing about here that's home. Home is where, like, I don't know. I've always
talk about.
I've always been a very, very big advocate about East Coast. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way, Biggie. I mean, like a little bit more warmth back home.
We had a very deep conversation on the deck last summer about that. You were it was fun.
Yeah, real quick before it's gone, and then I do have to point out something over here real quick. Can you guys still hear me, by the way?
You bet. Why is something reloading, Rob?
That's what I was saying. I thought that was on my screen only.
Don't worry about it.
Roger Meany and Chris Thurbet are begging to get hooked up. I can't think of two scarier people to put together. I can't imagine the amount of people would just be scared looking at those two together, and I think that would be awesome. But we did lose a bowling legend. Found this at, and somebody just posted it in the chat as well. Dennis Jakes passed away. Dennis Jakes, anybody that knew him and Kelly Kaufman started a slow pitch softball team for the pros in the early 90s. Dennis basically was the innovator with visionary bowling products, throwing those warlocks, and just, you want to talk about a mitt full of power at the bottom. Dennis Jakes had it, man. And so our condolences and deepest sympathies go out to the entire Jakes family. And the bowling world lost a good one today.
Absolutely.
As did and I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday, but as did the music world. Rest in peace to Tina Turner as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's those are two I didn't expect to.
Son of a bee sting
to be gone. That was tough, but
if she survived Ike Turner, she was borderline invincible, man.
Yeah, no shit. I was thinking the same thing.
That's true. I mean, 83. It's a pretty good run. Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I've got about 5 to 7 minutes. So
okay. Let's talk about my ugly, which is this horrible fucking decision to have the PBA Tour Finals not on TV. Apparently, it's not the PBA playoffs anymore. They took that WWE belt that Belmo won and put it on the Super Slam. And now we have the Tour Finals, which are only worth 75 grand. And Johnny's like, is that 75 to the winner? No, Johnny, that's the entire fucking prize fund.
Come on.
So we had a fuck off competition.
Can I tell you what's even worse?
What's that?
Than that? That it's happening at 3438 Stolaquamish Lane.
I just saw that too. Yeah.
What do you think came in second?
Get Lucky Drive. I don't fucking know.
That's not a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Like somebody fell asleep on the keyboard when they were typing out the freaking address or something.
So it looks like we got pretty easy. I don't want to say easy, but fairly easy oil patterns compared to what they normally put out there. And
maximum field is 8. Does that mean it's already stacked and I can't get in it? Or
it is. Well, it is the top 8 in points.
Exception for you.
But yeah, it is not on TV, which is fucking stupid. And the top 8, that's Wriggles. I thought I had my top 8 on here. Packy makes the top 8, which, I mean, they're rewarding consistency. I mean, that's fine. But Prather? We love Chris, but he hasn't done shit all year. I mean, but apparently he's just been cashing.
Well, obviously did enough to make.
He did something to make the top 8
point system. Though it wasn't like
it's based on their weird whatever their point system is. It's like fucking NASCAR back in the day. Nobody could figure out what the fuck, how many points you get for winning a race.
If they take 4 steps, they already get like 10 points, and if they take 5, they're like 9 points or some shit like that.
If they throw a backup ball, they get an extra fucking 10 points. I don't fucking know how it works. But I mean, congratulations to Prather and Packy for making it. But why did they take the playoff format away? And how are you having the final turn of the year not on TV when you put on this stupid ass seeding shit? Like,
I don't know.
You're telling me FS1 or FS2 or FS5 nobody had a fucking network that could put this on for
Ocho doesn't have it.
I really couldn't answer that question, dude. I don't know.
It's embarrassing. It's fucking ridiculous. And this league is this league.
Apparently, the moves that we've tried to make to get more popularity and engagement into the sport have not worked in the last 20-25 years.
It's the fucking finals. I like the PBA
Yeah.
God damn it, you know what I mean.
If you're the best, if you're the 5 guys that win these majors, you'll get a special edition show where you get to bowl by yourself against no one. But you guys, you top 8 guys, 5 of which are the same as the guys that welcomed on this show.
Yes.
You other 3, you get a chance at your first place part of 75,000. So let's say even if they give the winner 25,000, now they got to distribute 50K among 7 guys.
Which makes no sense.
Breakdown.
Oh, and by the way, no one's going to see it. No one's going to see it. You guys both the best all year, and no one's going to see it.
Maybe they'll just post results and not even actually do the show.
What is happening? Why? What the fuck is going on?
But 75 grand?
This could be how Pat Patterson won the Intercontinental title in Rio de Janeiro, which
this
never
is also
really
how
happened.
Pat Patterson joined the Budweisers to shoot 38.58 on March 12th, 1958.
So they might not even have this. What if they don't even have the event and they just say, look, guys, we got 75 grand. We're going to divvy up among 8 people. We'll say that you guys bowled here. We'll say that we bowled at Scucciolingazzi lanes, and we just everybody gets 10 grand, and then we have a great day at USBC. Go have fun, and then we'll post the results. We'll do a coin flip on who should win.
They give a top prize of 100 grand to the Super Slam, which isn't even an official tour title. And then you have the finals, and you're giving out fucking peanuts. Here's the top 8. We have EJ Tackett, number 1, Simonson 2, Belmo 3, Dom Barrett 4, which I haven't seen him all year. Butters in 5th, Prather in 6th, Packy in 7th, and Kyle Troop in 8th. And they're all bowling for $75 a piece. So it's way to go, PBA. Maybe I should make them the co-imbecile of the fucking week, because how did we not notice when this fucking schedule came out? Like, how are we just noticing this now?
I don't know either, man. I completely missed it too.
We all slept on it somehow. Yeah.
Totally.
It's fucking weird.
I'm usually up on this stuff too.
No, I know. You're the stat guy. You're the fucking resident statistician and the software drop
guy.
That's right. Anything as we wrap it up here, Johnny, with your last couple of minutes?
No, Stephanie's right that the chat is a dumpster fire this evening.
Yes, it is.
I love it.
Usually it's tearing going off,
honestly,
but
we are dumpster fires, and I'm going to make a little public service announcement here too, because as much as we like to joke around and all this other stuff, we actually kind of really enjoy doing what we're doing, and sometimes I know that we get a little excessive with the foul language. So to anybody that's offended by our cursing or our repeated cursing, I apologize enough to be aware that it's offensive, but sometimes we kind of get off of our rockers and we have this platform to do it. But I do want to apologize for the excessive cursing, but this is something that all of us are passionate about. Everybody in this chat is passionate about. And when you are repeatedly screwed so many different ways from Sunday for so long,
normal Saturday night for Ocho.
Eventually somebody has to speak out on behalf of the thousands of other people that are afraid to. If I was at the Queens that day and I saw what happened on lanes 38 and 41, I would have stood up for every single bowler in that tournament. I would have gotten thrown out of that building for the shit that I would have said to those people.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Again, sorry if it does get excessive or offensive. We'll try and put a lid on it. Rob's obviously the worst, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for me, I do not apologize for anything, nor will I ever.
I don't either. I just don't give a fuck.
You're also not well liked, so
nobody likes me now. It's true, but I'm
understood.
I'm 46, almost 47.
You're my rock. You're what holds this together. God, I hate that fucking term so much. This is my rock. Come on.
Dwayne Johnson doesn't even say that.
No, he doesn't. Not at all.
No, he doesn't, jabroni.
Yeah.
League talk real quick. Johnny, how'd you bowl? Oh, you already covered your bowling. Ocho, how'd you do last week?
Good.
Bad. I shot 244 the first game, 191, I think, and then a 148. Last game of the year. I'm done.
Were you blitzed by game 3? Or
No. I don't know. I'm not good. Oh, you know what I did was I just kept forcing things because I'm a dummy. And I had just ring it 10. I had 8 10 pins in the last game. I missed 2 of them. And on the last ball, I didn't have a single strike. John L. said, dude, I've never seen you throw a game without a strike. I moved 10 boards left, and I never do this, and I just slow hooked it, and it buried it, and I'm a dummy, because I knew it was there, and I kept forcing it, and I should have just moved probably 5 boards left and just freaking hung it out to the dry and let it feed in, and I'm a dummy.
I was just going to ask
if you
left a wiffle bat at home.
For a 148.
Maybe you need a new wiffle bat, probably. Something in this fucking generation.
Right.
Yeah, or a ball that you know the name of.
Yeah. In this decade, at least.
That's fine. That doesn't matter. The balls were in my car, and then my
coming from the guy that has a forest green quantum and a swamp monster.
Yeah. I need new equipment. Mine's still at least 10 years older than yours.
That's fair, Johnny. Point for Johnny.
Is it?
Yeah, point for
Johnny. And from a guy that drills Versamaxes, Omegas, and rubber LTs.
I love it, though. That's fucking great. That's gangster, dude.
Actually has the newest equipment of all of us. What are we doing?
That sounds like medicine.
That's fucking gangster, by the way, that you drilled those balls. I love it. It's fantastic. All right, guys. Johnny's got to go, and we don't want to do it without him because it is his show. So thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. We've still got 42 in the room, so hats off to our fucking... No, can we give the chat fucking... Nobody wants to... Okay, thanks.
Nice job tonight, chat.
I thought
chat was more entertaining than this show tonight.
It was. Chat. I'm going to go back and rewatch some of these comments, but yeah, it's pretty fun.
I won't.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Oh, so what's your
something dirty?
What's your Twitter? What's your Twitter handle?
I don't know. No idea.
JPJ07 at the Dr Ocho and at Rad Rob Gaming.
That's right. And you can follow us on Twitter as well at straight up5pod. And email us if you guys just want to ask us questions. You're too embarrassed, unlike the people here in this chat, to to say anything. You can email us at straightupfivepodcast@gmail.com. That's the number 5. I finally fixed it. It's Taryn. I swear to God, she's usually the life of the party. But man, shout out to fucking Roger and what's his fucking nuts there?
Fucking Roger.
Chris.
Rob, you are not saying a single word with our sentence without 10 fucks.
I tell you, he's really he's
like
pumped,
fucking Roger.
Pumped up the
another
F-bombs.
fucking guy. Remember Heartbreak Ridge?
Fucking ain't right,
my
man.
fucking fault. My fucking weapons.
All right, now you're talking about stuff that I don't know. So
Heartbreak Ridge, a great movie with Will.
No.
I just don't want to edit anything either. So when
Hacksaw Ridge?
No, Heartbreak Ridge, freaking Clint Eastwood.
I think you mean the Warriors.
This is the. Can you dig it?
We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Later, guys.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightUp5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.